Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of chemistry. Today we are going to continue our study on amides. We are going to be looking specifically at classification and nomenclature of amides. Okay, so we're just going to quickly touch what the nomenclature of amides so that we just know how we can name what primary amides, secondary amides, and tertiary amides. Okay, this tutorial is brought to you by the O3 Schools, JAMB CBT practice application. Okay, it is all you need to succeed in your exam. We will talk about the app in a moment, but let us see a past question that has to do with amides. This is a 2013 question number 48. It says, a primary amide is generally represented by the formula. A primary amide is generally represented by the formula. A, we are seeing ROCONHR. B, ROCONR2. C, ROCOOR. D, ROCONH2. Okay, so we'll come back to this question and answer as well as other questions from the wonderful application as it relates to what? To amides. Okay, so please ensure you download the O3 School JAMB CBT practice app. It is all you need to succeed in your examination. It has all the past questions for your exam for all subjects. So you don't need to bother about going to buy what past questions. Past questions now, paper past questions are very expensive because of cost of what printing. So the O3 School JAMB app serves as a good alternative for your study. Then secondly, there are lecture notes that have been structured according to the JAMB syllabus for you to study. It's just carry go, just study, answer question, enjoy yourself, and go and pass. So you don't need to bother about going to look for textbooks. Okay, they have what you really need for your JAMB. Okay, then likewise, there are some wonderful features like the question search feature, just like the one we used to source for that question just now. So you can go to question search for any subject and search for question on a particular topic, and the question that JAMB has set under that topic will come out for you to answer. What is more also is that what there's a mock challenge on the application every weekend, every Saturday, okay, till 1 week to the main JAMB exam. You will be competing with students that are writing JAMB for this year to win prizes every weekend. Also, you familiarize yourself with what JAMB past questions, JAMB likely exam questions, and the formats that JAMB use in certain questions. And you'll see your result released every Saturday also. So you'll not be scared when they say JAMB don't release result, because that result you can see every weekend. So you are already built in the process. So please ensure you download the application. It's available for your Android phones. Go to Play Store, download it. It's also available for your computer version or your PC. Okay, the software version is available. If you want to download the software version, simply visit o3schools.com/JAMB app. If you are facing any challenge with downloading it, simply send a message to this number on WhatsApp. That is 09121515246. All right. Activation of the app is very cheap. It's not up to the price of rice and chicken in a good restaurant. So if you like, don't be stingy to yourself and don't activate, okay? But let's go to the board and let's talk about classification of amides. So amides can be classified into three. One, talk about the primary amides. Then number two, talk about secondary amides. Then number three, then we'll talk about tertiary amides. Okay, so what are primary, secondary, and tertiary amides respectively? Okay, just like how 1 degree, 2nd degree, and 3 degree amides. Okay, these are the tertiary amides, these are the secondary amides, these are the primary amides. So what is a primary amide? I already said that what amides have this general structure: ROC, the border to O, okay, then you have your N, then you have R and what? And R, okay, R1, let's just say R1, R2, okay. So now this is the general structure of what? Of amides, okay. So for primary amides, remember I also told you that what not primary and generally, remember I told you that this nitrogen must be directly bonded to this carbonyl carbon. I told you, right? So you have to ensure you take note of that. Now for primary amides, the nitrogen is bonded to what? To 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay, for primary amides, or let me just say a primary amide is one where the nitrogen that is bonded to the carbonyl carbon is directly bonded to what? To 2 hydrogen atoms. So instead of having 2 R groups here, R1 and R2, for a primary amide, we are going to have what? An hydrogen atom and an hydrogen atom. So this is how we represent primary amides. So that the general formula for primary amides will just be what? Our general formula for amide, which is our RCONH2. Okay, the nitrogen is bonded to what? To two hydrogen atoms. That is our primary amide. So please take note of that. So a primary amide, in case you want to put it in the form of a definition, a primary amide is one where the nitrogen atom is bonded to two hydrogen atom. Okay, so take note of what of that. So this is our primary what? Amide, RCONH2. Very simple. So please, if you have not liked this video, what you are doing is very wrong. Liking this video will make other students easily find this channel and what? And learn. Abi, you know what make other people pass. Some of you say, my family, no, we not the one make another person pass. Don't do like that. Oh, let everybody succeed and pass. Click on the like button. Okay, subscribe to this channel. Share the video. Share to your WhatsApp, to your Facebook. Let everybody be learning and succeeding together. So let's go. Now, that's our primary amide. Now, for secondary amides is one where the nitrogen is bonded to one hydrogen and one R group. Okay, so for primary, the nitrogen is bonded to two hydrogen atoms. But for what? For secondary, the nitrogen is bonded to one hydrogen atom and one R group. So instead of having H and H here, we have one H, then the other one will be what? Will be an R group. Okay, we can just say what? R1, something like that, to differentiate it from this R. Of course, the R groups may be the same. So it's possible. So now, this is what our secondary amide. Secondary amide is one where the nitrogen is bonded to one hydrogen and what? And one R group. Take note of that. So it's very simple. So our secondary amide will be what? Will be represented as this. Primary is RCONH2. Secondary is RCON, okay, HR. Understand, right? Okay. So now, our tertiary amide is one where the nitrogen is bonded to two R groups. Okay, so there's nothing like H. Okay, when it comes to what now? Our tertiary amides. Okay, with the nitrogen atom is directly bonded to what? Two R groups. So instead of H here now, I'm going to have what? R2. Okay, to differentiate it from this R. So that the general format that we use in what? In representing what? What's it called now? Tertiary amides will be what now? RCO and R2 for the case where the R1 and R2 are the same. Okay, so if they are not the same, you can now say what? R1, R2. Okay, but of course, let's also assume that they are the same here, so that we'll have what? A congenial formula. So I'm going to have RCO and R2 to represent what? Tertiary amides. Let me go over that again. Primary amides, the nitrogen is bonded to two hydrogen. Secondary amides, the nitrogen is bonded to one hydrogen and one R group. Tertiary amide, the nitrogen is bonded to what? Two R groups. Very simple as ABC. So now, those are the classification. We'll talk about them more. We'll see examples of them when we are naming what? Doing nomenclature of what? Of amide. Let's also quickly learn some simple nomenclatures, okay, of amides. So let's say we have something like this. Let's name this simple amide. We have what? C double bonded to O. We then have our NH2. Let's say we now have our what? H3C. Yeah, we're supposed to say CH3, but of course, it is the C that is bonded. If you want to write them in full, you can put your CH3. So instead of H3C, you can say C like this, so that you put your H, bond it to what? C, the bonded to O, then your what? Your NH2. So this is the same thing as this. Okay, so now let's proceed. What are we going to call what? This amide? Okay, we've already seen the functional group of the amide. Okay, CONH2. All right. So what will we call this amide? What to do is what? To locate the longest chain of continuous carbon atoms. Locate the longest chain of continuous carbon atoms, and this is this 1, 2. Okay, so and 1, 2 is what? Is from 18. It will have what? An 8. Okay, and of course, because it's an amide, it will end with what? With amide. Okay, the name will end with what? With amide. The parent name will end with what? With an amide. So this is what? A thing. Okay, so this will be called ethanamide. Okay, so remember our methanamide is what? HCONH2. Okay, this is our methanamide. Methanamide. Okay, we represent it like this. C double to O. Okay, then what? NH2, right? So this is our what? Our methanamide. Why this one is what? It's our ethanamide. This arrow group here is what? It's a methyl group. Okay, that's why I say what? It's a methanamide here. So it's an ethanamide here, and it's what? It's a methanamide here, because here the arrow group is H. So take note of that. Now let us proceed to even more difficult terrains. Now let us increase the chain of carbon atoms. Let's increase the chain of carbon atoms. Let's say we have C double to O, then have your NH2. Then here we have our CH2, okay, or H2C. Okay, let me just say CH2. CH2. Then here, let's say we have our what? Our CH3. Okay, I hope you understood that. Okay, now in this case we have increased the number of carbon atoms. Okay, but see the same way we want to name. So locate the longest chain of continuous carbon atom. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay, and from 3 carbon atoms in chain, that is what? Propane. So this will be called what now? Propanamide. You see how simple it is to name amides? Very, very, very easy. Now let us increase the chain of carbon atoms. This time we're going to use the stick form, because I cannot be drawing carbons up and down. Okay, so now let's use the stick form. Let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the body to what? To O. Then you have your NH2. All right, so now what is the longest chain of carbon atom? You see the same process. There's no branch in here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a carbon here. Remember, there's a carbon here. So do not make that mistake. There's a C that is double to O here. Even though they will not put it here, you should know that what it is there. All right. So now, what is the longest chain of carbon atom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for 5, that is pentane. So this will be called what now? Penthanamide. Penthanamide. Okay. So this is our what? Our penthanamide. All right, so please, very easy. Now let us go to secondary amides. Let's see an example of a secondary amide. All right, how we can name a secondary amide. Now let us see. Let's say we have something like this. Now let's see our fourth example. That will be our fourth example. Now we have our, let's say this. Okay, then the bonded to O. Then I have our N bonded to what? To H. Okay, then bonded to CH3. Okay, so now you can see very well that this is a secondary what? Amide. Why? Because the nitrogen is bonded to one hydrogen atom and then it's bonded to what? To an arrow group. This is an arrow group. This is a methyl group. Okay, and of course you know that there's a carbon atom here. There's a carbon atom here. So there are 2 carbon atoms. So first of all, you locate the longest chain of carbon atom, and then you locate the arrow group that is bonded to the nitrogen. What arrow group is this? Is methyl. So if you want to name this, you see the same procedure. What you say is what is N-methyl. Okay, that is nitrogen bonded to what? A methyl group. N-methyl. Then how many carbon atoms here? 2. That would be what now? Ethanamide, right? Ethanamide. Okay, 2 carbon atoms. That is from ethane. That is how we got to our ethanamide. So this N-methyl is showing that the methyl group is bonded to the nitrogen. Okay, so that's how we got N-methyl was ethanamide here. Now let us see one example of a tertiary amide, and we name it, and we are done with this class. We answer the question from the app, and we are okay. Now number 5 now, that will be the 5th example. Let's say number 5. Okay, so let's say we have something like this. This double bonded to what? To O. Then I have this N. Then have CH3. Then have C2H5. Now, obviously, this is a tertiary amide. Abi, it's a tertiary amide. And why is this a tertiary amide? Because the nitrogen atom is bonded to what? One arrow group here and another arrow group here. All right. So of course you know that there's a carbon atom here, there's a carbon atom here. All right. So since we have known that this is already what? Ethane. Okay, that would be what the name of the parent chain. Okay, ethanamide to N-methyl ethanamide. Now N-methyl, N what? Ethyl. There's a methyl, there's an ethyl. So should we say N-methyl first before N-ethyl? Okay, we're supposed to say what? N what? Ethyl first. Okay, so we're simply going to say what? N-ethyl, because we have to alphabetize. Okay, apoapendicides. Okay, so now we're going to have N-ethyl because ethyl, E comes before M. E comes before M. So I'm going to have N-ethyl, then N-methyl. All right? N-methyl, N-ethyl, N-ethyl, N-methyl. Okay, this is methyl. This is what? Ethyl. So N-ethyl, because E comes before M, then N-methyl. Then what I'm going to have here now, this is 2 carbon atom. That is what? Ethanamide. Okay, so now that's how to name what amides. Okay, I'm sure that should be okay for you to understand. Now let's go to the O3 school JAMB. I've answered the question and we are out of this class. 2013 number 48. A primary amide is generally represented by the formula. If you look at the options very well, A is what? It's a secondary amide. Okay, B is what? Is a tertiary amide. C is an ester. D is what? Is a what? Primary amide. ROCONH2. So D will be the correct answer. All right. So please, there are many more questions on this application. Ensure you download the application and ensure you activate it for your good usage. My name is Master T. I'm the Grand Commander of this army. I'll see you in the next episode. We'll talk about preparation of amides. See you there.